And here is the evidence that Aaron Rodgers is as bad at dancing as Josh Allen, which gives me hope for a Bills-Packers Super Bowl. Can Packers fans step up their game and build a terrifying version of Aaron Rodgers as a snowman? You better be able to, Green Bay. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon Perna, and in today's NFC Championship preview, I will desperately search for the reasons that the Buccaneers will lose. The bad news for the Packers is that the Buccaneers appear to have luck on their side right now. I mean, they just defeated a Saints team whose quarterback finished the game with a perfect passer rating. That truly was a career day for Jameis Winston. The key for Green Bay in this game is Aaron Rodgers not throwing 3 interceptions like Drew Brees, Bobby Tonyan not fumbling like Jared Cook, and if Green Bay gets 2 great punt returns, walking away from those with more than 6 points is a must. Assuming you don't do all of those things like the self-hating Saints did, I like the Packers' chances. Now, Tampa Bay, Bucs fans, I think you deserve another Super Bowl appearance. Just not at home and not with Tom Brady. Let's take a look at this matchup. That's good sports. Please, I would appreciate you subscribing to this YouTube channel. I give you football news and other things presented in a really entertaining format. I will have Patreon shout-outs at the end of this episode. There's a ton of new patrons because I said if I get 500 new Patreon subscribers by the end of January, I will live stream my wife giving me a mullet. That is still on the table. You're a fifth of the way there. My dad has a Flowbee, so we'll be doing it with that if we reach the goal. And next week, for all $10 patrons, we'll be doing our live Zoom call together so we can chat. And the Bills-Chiefs preview episode already up on this channel, so don't forget to check that shit out. Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. Literally the only 2 guys who will be on the field Sunday in the NFC Championship game. Why do I believe the Packers will win this game? Well, it's because in comparison to the Saints, the Packers can actually throw the ball anywhere on the field, which will be a much bigger challenge for the Bucs defense. I also think the combination of Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams out of the backfield possesses more of a threat than just Alvin Kamara did last week without Taysom Hill and Latavius Murray. One thing I know about Aaron Rodgers is that he is not an idiot. Certainly, he will not be giving 3 pumps after taking a 10-0 lead in this game and doom himself with a curse. Great stat here by Warren Sharp showing Aaron Rodgers was 8 of 12 at close to 9 yards per attempt, completing 67% of his passes before the air raping. And then 8 of 23 after, 2 picks, 4 sacks, and a horrible completion percentage in that first loss to the Bucs. Aaron Jones had 99 rushing yards against a good Rams defense last week and averaged 7.1 yards per carry. Williams was hitting 5.4 per carry and totaled 65. The odd thing, at least in my opinion, was that Green Bay began the game with a heavy dose of A.J. Dillon before he suffered an injury. My theory, though, was that the Packers wanted to use his thick, meaty thighs early to wear down the Rams before unleashing a fresh Jones and Williams, who I think right now are a bit more dynamic. I bring this up because the Bucs are obviously really tough to run against, toughest in the league, but the Saints, who possessed absolutely no deep threat at all, had the box stacked against them, and Alvin Kamara still managed 85 rushing yards. Aaron Rodgers will force the Buccaneers to play more honestly on defense, and unlike Michael Thomas, I expect Davante Adams to actually show up to the game. The scary part, though, is the Buccaneers defeated the Packers in the regular season in the exact same manner they just beat the Saints on Sunday. Green Bay and New Orleans both dominated the first few possessions of the game and jumped out to 6-0 and 10-0 leads. Then Aaron Rodgers threw a pick six to Jamel Dean, just like Drew Brees, who threw what was essentially a pick six to Murphy Brown Bunting. And Rodgers and Adams followed that with a bad break as a ball bounced off of Davante Adams' hands and into Tampa's cold dead arms to set up, yes, a 2-yard Ronald Jones TD. A 14-point swing in the Bucs' favor. None of those first 14 Buccaneers points can be put on the Packers' defense. Tampa needed 2 rushing yards on offense to get 14 points. That not only swung the momentum quickly, but it changed the way Tampa's defense could play, which worked in Todd Bowles' favor as he loves to be aggressive with the blitz. The Bucs scored 28 points in the second quarter, which will not happen again. Please do not let that happen again. The real issue is keeping Aaron Rodgers' jersey clean, which I will admit is going to be hard to tell when he's wearing green. Tampa sacked him 4 times in that first meeting, which shouldn't happen when his offense jumps out to a 10-point lead. Outside of a weird Panthers game where Rodgers was sacked 5 times, he never took more than 2 sacks in a single game this season. 5 games he was sacked 0 times, including last week against the Rams. So Green Bay needs to have an answer for the Buccaneers blitz to succeed this time around. And I really wish Aaron Donald would have been healthy last week so I could actually gauge how well former Bronco Billy Turner played at left tackle. The Rams' defensive front is nothing without Donald, but Turner was amazing after being just serviceable against the Bears the week before. Turner versus Jason Pierre-Paul is definitely a key matchup in this game. Green Bay will also have the Lizard King, Allen Lazard, in this matchup. He was injured in the first meeting and was the Packers' leading receiver against the Rams, even with that huge drop last week. The Buccaneers will also be very healthy at the ball-catching position as Antonio Brown's knee injury is not considered serious. Mike Evans will be another week removed after nearly dislocating his knee. So let's just hope that Chris Godwin's yips flare back up like a bad case of herpes. Davante Adams just got done battling Jalen Ramsey, and now he gets Carlton Davis, who shut Adams down in the first meeting, allowing just 3 catches for 33 yards. Why might Adams fare better this time around? Well, he's healthier. The Tampa game was his first game back after a hamstring injury. Now that in no way means Carlton Davis wasn't great, but the Bucs' young secondary has been pretty good all season at long, although they do get called for a lot of penalties, so this might come down to how tightly the officials call the game in the secondary. Then I wonder, can Devin White have another dominant game? This time, instead of Alvin Kamara, he's going against Aaron Jones. And while knowing that Aaron Rodgers can throw the ball past where he lines up in the middle of the field, it might be a little tougher to cover. White was the Bucs' MVP in the divisional game, and he's a great player, but he literally knew Drew Brees would never be able to throw the ball behind him. He won't get that luxury this weekend, and maybe his pass coverage, which has been criticized before, is an issue against the league MVP. Another mismatch might be Cameron Brate and Gronk for the Packers defense. Brate is the better receiving option now, but Gronk had one of his best games of the season in the first matchup. It's funny saying that the slowest man on the field at all times is a mismatch, but if you loft the ball into the corner of the end zone, Gronk's catching it, and then probably Lambo leaping into that empty first row where he secretly hides a beer can that he opens and crushes like a champ. That said, he and Chris Godwin both dropped back of the end zone balls against the Saints. I'm much more concerned with Cameron Brate and the chemistry he and Brady have finally fused. So say what you want about Tom Brady, and I hope it's very disrespectful, but he played much better than Drew Brees when it mattered. We knew that would be the case, though, before the game even started. Can Brady go toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers? That's a different question. Both quarterbacks rushed for touchdowns in the divisional round, but only Rodgers finished with negative rushing yards and a tutty. I've never seen Brady do that shit. So what are some of the X factors in this game? Well, we know Tom Brady is a much better beer chugger than Aaron Rodgers, so I'll give Brady the advantage there.
But Tom Brady was never an extra in Game of Thrones.
And assuming this is not Aaron Rodgers' final season, I expect it to end better for him than Game of Thrones did. Another X Factor, the Buccaneers might get nose tackle Vita Vea back. Literally the biggest piece of that defensive line, and when he left this season with an injury, it took a while to replace his production. Getting him back, if he's healthy enough to go, would be a huge boost to an already dangerous Bucs front. Another X Factor, Tom Brady hasn't thrown a road game interception in his last 368 passing attempts. Talk about a stupid stat. Road games in 2020, completely irrelevant. And the Saints dropped a few of his picks Sunday, but I bring this up for the announcers to curse Brady. Please mention this stat so then he immediately throws a pick in this next game. Another X Factor, Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur. They are on the same page. Last season, they made it to the championship game as well, but that was their first year together. Now they know what each other are thinking. They speak the same language, English. And Rodgers finally has a coach who's helping him on the field. So what they do offensively together this time around compared to last year, I think will be light years ahead. And that the Bucs bested them earlier in this season will actually work to their benefit now that they know how to attack Tampa's D. Another X Factor, cold weather. Aaron Rodgers said he actually prefers his balls to be a little overinflated in the bad weather because he can grip it and rip it better. And we all know how Tom Brady feels about gripping properly inflated balls in the cold. Final X Factor, Jaire Alexander. He gave up -3 passing yards against the Rams. He only has 1 pick this season, but that's because he's just been shutting guys down. My hope is that Tom Brady, like the true arrogant son of a bitch that he is, tests him early and pays. And here we are, your Big Dig Patreon shout-outs. Sweet Baby Nick, John Robertson, Kijuju22, Jack Easterby Rocks, Dash Panther, Ben Sedmak, David O'Sullivan, The Bakers, Carl Minival, Saint Rocket, I'm Only Here for the Mullet, Jeremy Jansen, The Browns is the Browns, Christopher Perna needs to start wearing his sports coat again because he looks like a bum. Hey, why is your Odd Man Sports channel funnier and why does it have like 6 views per video? That's right, I do a second show, Odd Man Sports, on the Game Day YouTube channel if you want to check it out. It's funnier because I have more people helping me write and edit and put it together, and it gets less views because it's a new channel. My wife can't stand you. Thanks, but I swear you're not that annoying. Gene Bracegirdle, John Hammond, Jake Davis, Aaron Grabarger, Brandon Perna can eat my ass anytime upping to $10. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate your donations, patreon.com/thatsgoodsports. That's where you can get me to rock a mullet. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. I already previewed the Bills-Chiefs game. You can click that video right now on the screen, or there's probably a link somewhere in the description. No, there's not a link. Why did I say that? Damn it! Damn it!